Want to be your favorite artist's favorite artist. Mutoriah, with a H, is an artist producer based in Nairobi, Kenya. I'm doing mostly Afro electro-pop. That's what I like to call my genre of music, because it's Afro music yenye imekuwa translated kwa comp na tunaongeza like sonics and heavy synth and bass, but it has to be authentic. Mutoriah without the H is just a love of life, a love of music, and proud dad. Yeah. So the three words I would describe myself with are go-getter, resilient, a lover.
A lover?
Yeah.
On the keyboards, the ladies' man, Mr. Joe.
Which instruments do I like more than the other? If I choose one, I feel like I'm cheating on the other. Because I love music in general, so I will not choose. But I love playing the piano and I love listening to the piano. Acha hii kwe tu hapo hivyo number one, hizo zingine nitaongelesha kando. Hey, I didn't mean it, guys. Yeah.
I took an apple every day to keep the doctors away.
My top 3 artists, that list keeps changing, but Bensoul is definitely in that list. There's a guy called Jacob Collier who will make it to the third one. Guys, they put a gun on my head, so don't kill me, but I love J. Cole so much.
Good love is hard to come by these days.
My musical journey started way back, way before I even knew there was a musical journey. Because my mom usually tells me she never had problems with me when she wanted me to sleep. She'll just place the radio right next to me and play some music and I'll just sleep right away. So when I was 2 years old, my dad bought me a tiny piano, zile za watoi, with like to music hapo hivyo juu. And then I ended up just loving it so much. In like a year, I had learned how to play from him. And by the time I was 4, I was playing in church. Like I knew how to get the key. I could play at least the basic chords. Through church, I met like so many different guys playing. So tukikuja Nairobi na wanawase wanacheza. When I go home, I try and play what I saw. So actually in 2002, when there was a teacher strike for like 3 months, that's when I stayed home with the keys. Nikajifunza tu vitu nacheza mistake, niko like, oh, that sounds nice. When my dad comes home, I'm like, hey, I learned something new. Ebu kama usikia. And now he was always like, oh, that's good, keep going. So when I was in class 4, I was recording stuff on the comp. Nika get FL Studio. Most of you music people wanajua FL Studio ni nini. Nikaanza tu ku-experiment nayo.
Ujirite mwathi wakwa ndikana makio ni maria mothe mwathi wakwa ndirionaga.
So yeye uniambia hapo ndio like my playing changed completely. And I'm really grateful for him because he's always pushed me in the right direction. Na hakuwahi ni limit. My dad is one very unique guy. I actually owe most of my career to him because he's the one who taught me how to play keys. He's the one who, got me a keyboard to practice with at home. He's the one who's been pushing me to the right direction in terms of music. And he's the one who decided we moved from huko hivyo Ocha, place inaitwa Kimendeville na Mapenda, but he decided to kuja Nairobi because he was like there are more opportunities in Nairobi. He does it so graciously, you end up, loving what you're doing. There is so much support, and I've come to appreciate it when I've interacted with other artists and realizing that not a lot of people, especially with that generation, there are not a lot of parents who encourage their kids to do arts. And he was woke. I have to give it back to him as well, because he's given me a lot, so I'm producing for him.
I know.
There's an EP tunatoa next month.
EP?
Na yeye.
Awesome.
Of his really, really amazing music. I became a producer way before I even knew it was called production. So I just started making beats on the comp when I was in class 4. When I got to high school, I started working with different artists. So I started making beats on the school keyboard. It was a PSR 450, ile a floppy disk, which had only 5 channels. So nakumbuka, that also taught me discipline, because you only have 5 channels to make a full song. By the time I got out of high school, I knew this is what I wanted to do. Actually, when I was in high school, we had a group ya kuimba, alafu tukaamua I'll be the producer. My friend is called Martin Muse. Martin ni atakuwa msanii, and Aizo will be the manager. Tulikuwa tumejipanga because we knew once we get signed, that's it. Our lives change forever. So nakumbuka tukiget contact za Sub-Sahara, na tukaenda na demo, tulikuwa excited, tulikuwa na psych. Then they turned us down. It was really good because wase wengi who come kulan life even ndio iko way after. So si tuliland tukiwa high school and we started grinding right after. I grew up in a very religious space, so I used to listen to a lot of gospel music, and then illegally I used to listen to the beat. Nakumbuka nikifikiria, why does muziki ya majuu mbona ina sound better kuliko yetu? Up until Esther, it's called Richard Jao. They did some music with Kanjimbugwa, Chit Chat. I remember listening to the music and I'm like, what? Previously nilikuwa nafikiria maybe ni equipment hatuna ama like the resources. So once I had Kina Richie, I was like, damn, this is definitely what I want to do. So I remember I really loved Sedo's production, Gits, Musioka. I was also listening to Clemo because of the beats. And what really amazed me with Clemo was that he had made a genre of music. Nakumbuka nikifikiria, how do you come up with a whole genre of music? Juggling around producing for myself and producing for others has always been a challenge. You have to be like really, really intentional, because kama nafanya vitu zangu, something like, I can do it at night, I can do it later. But sometimes unakuta it may take so much time before you do something else. So actually this year is when I decided to be like very, very intentional about it. I got a manager. Right now I'm working with Timwa Krimbui from ANC Talent, who is going to help me handle the business side of my artistry. The whole plan, the whole idea about getting this team is to be able to have this system that works. If I had to give a secret, I would say do what makes you happy.
Trust me, babe, it's not as easy as you think. 'Cause you're one of a kind, one hard to find. But you never know, you always cross my mind. It's in my head.
On the keyboards, the ladies' man, Mr. Joe.
Working with the big brands like Sauti Sol, actually let me talk about Sauti Sol on their own because they are a topic on their own, has been amazing. It's so crazy that after I started working with them, all these other people are now like, hey, you guys, we should work, you know. And Adi was saying, nimetafuta for years, naambia, kujeni tufanye kazi. It's like something I really don't like about some Kenyans. Because if someone is dope, they're dope. Give them their flowers. You know, you don't have to wait for someone else to verify them.
Yeah, exactly.
But because of what Sauti Sol had been doing and have been doing and are still doing, their brand is really powerful, and they really gave me that boost and that stamp. Yeah, and the confidence as well. And working with them has been really eye-opening, from the way I think to the way I produce music, to the fact that we've traveled with them for the last 4.5 years to all their gigs in so many different countries, in different continents, meeting new people, meeting other artists, going to spaces and realizing not everyone knows Sauti, and they also introduce themselves, seeing their humility and being like, hey, hapa ndio niko, nase wako hapa, and this is how they behave and act, and they still want to do more. It's been really amazing to work with them. Put me on projects like the one with Burna Boy. And the more you have these experiences, the easier it is to believe that it's possible. Cockstudo actually is the one that gave me confidence to release my own music. I always wanted to be on Cockstudo, but as an instrumentalist. And then after I did the Masai Power Trap song, Ika Tread. Hey, I was called by a guy called Arthur. Akaniambia, hey, niaje, come through. We want to have a segment for you on Cockstudo, which I later found out that segment did not exist. So they actually made it so that I can be on the show. Nimeenda huko nikakuwa like, hey, I think nachoma, you know, I think I should do something about what I have in me. The Cockstudo episode was to be released in 3 months. In those 3 months, I was like, hii mziki nimekuwa nikirecord, I'm compiling it into an album. And even the Masai Power Trap, because it was only on Instagram, I'm going to do like visuals for it, release it, so that guys, when they see this episode, because Cockstudo ilikuwa na mileage, it was like on all TV stations. So that when guys see and they look up this name, hawatapata blank. Wagoro actually is one of my singles with a music video. It's a song talking about the one who owns my heart, and the idea was actually written by my cousin. Our label is called Me and My Cousin Entertainment. It's a very good example of the music I was telling you I'm trying to create, which is Afro electro-pop, and it's also close to my heart because I dedicated it to Mavisi, who was our guitarist. He passed away in 2020. He was close to my heart. He had a heart condition, and now unajua wako hivyo wanacheza muziki na Nelfree. Yani hiyo song imenipea mileage. Imenipea mileage manze kwa wase wenye wana understand Kikuyu. Na pia nilipenda venye even guys who don't understand Kikuyu appreciate the song as well. I'm going to use that template to even create more music. I definitely prefer native languages to English. Why? Because I feel like there's some depth you achieve with native languages that you can't with English. I got that revelation when I listened to Della's version of Hello. She's done it in Swahili, and before, like, I knew what the song was about, but haikuwa ini hit kama venye sasa Della alimba na Swahili, uko like wow, even ndio hii song inasema yani inaingia pahali uko like okay, I get it now. I've always been pushing for our native languages, Swahili, Sheng, because that's also unique to us, and that's what we should be endorsing more. Between live and recording, I love live performances and record music differently. I have different love for them, because you see, when you're recording, you will make sure by the time guys listen to it, it's good. For a live performance, it's amazing because that's when you interact with your audience, and that's the time you get energy from them. You can't get that feeling anywhere else.
I want this girl to come and dance with me, like so, like so, like so. One time for Gaika.
I do like performing live. Sometimes it scares me as a solo artist, but I think the more I do it, the less scary it gets. I love what Kanye does for his live gigs. Amazing. Stromae. I think hao ndio watu wawili wenye. Kendrick Lamar. Yes. In Kenya. MDQ. Mdundo drama queen. Manze, live performance zake ni amazing. Like, I think that's what I want to do with my sets as well. Ninapata tu na wase wananitetesha, yo, why don't you have more music on Spotify? So I can say this with no fear of contradiction. Music inakuja
On all streaming platforms.
On all streaming platforms, yo. Yes. So the music coming out on Mdundo, on hizo zingine tutazitaja tu tuko kwa Mdundo, but on all streaming, on Mdundo and all streaming platforms.
Exactly.
Yes. It's really satisfying to meet guys and they tell you stuff like, you know, your music has changed my life. Your music naisikizanga kila siku. It feels like I'm doing some good to this world. I really appreciate it, and it's priceless, because that's the whole reason I'm doing this.
Made up of love.
Man, I want to do a lot of music. When mekwambia this year, I want to be very intentional about doing music. I've recorded a lot of music. Lazima before ndio lazima tutengeneze muziki na Major Lazer, or at least I see how they make music, because those guys, man, they are on another level. My greatest achievement has been being able to put my anxiety and my introvert side aside and being able to pursue what I like, despite of, you know, having a lot of anxiety and being an introvert. Yep, actually I had a lot of trouble, like in the beginning. Nilikuwa na shida sana nikipatana na wase, alafu una realize, wase wanakujua, so you start thinking, hey, you start overthinking, how do I behave, what should I do with my hands? Yeah, but I feel like I've been able to talk to myself to a level where I'm like, I think I'm okay. If there are guys out there trying to do music, it's not easy, but it's doable. We did it. And if you have that conviction in you, you owe it to the world to follow through. So don't give up, keep at it. And sikuwe kichwa ngumu, skiza, and eventually it will make sense. Yeah. Mimi ni kijana wa Kimende manze, niko hapa hivi Kidimani nafanya interview na mabazenga. Trust the process, fam.